Have you ever bought a piece of gym equipment, got super excited about it, got it in, 6 months later, you haven't used it like a single time? This video is about those items. I'm gonna talk about some of the most overrated home gym products that are on the market. Let's do it. Hey guys, this is Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. Coop! Recently, I talked on a podcast with Massonomics, the boys over in Southwest South Dakota, and they asked me a great question. What are some of the most overrated home gym products? Honestly, it kind of stumped me because I didn't think a lot about it. I had a couple, but man, a lot came to me after I did the interview, and so I want to talk to you 10 most overrated home gym products. If you'd like to see the most underrated home gym products, and you would like to see some of the most specific overrated or worst gym equipment purchases I've made, let me know in the comments and subscribe because we'll do those in the future. First, this is one that's gotten a lot of hype recently because there's some new options out there and one that I've actually grown to love, but there's a certain variant of it that I think is like the most obviously overrated home gym product like of the 21st century. That is the jammer arms, but specifically jammer arms that cannot lock in place. So here's what I mean by that. The most popular jammer arms right now are probably the Rogue LT1 50 cal trolley jammer arms. They're the ones that came out, were adjustable. They weren't the first ones to do it. Sornex, I think, probably had the first adjustable version, which I used to have, really well made. They've since come out with a newer version, which is still very nice. But Rogue made a version that was called the 50 cal trolley LT1 jammer arms, and they were awesome. They were just so cool looking, just the design of them, the overbuilt, the knurling, they look like a freaking gun. They're just so cool sitting on your rack. When those came out, some of you may remember this is a deep cut, but they released like 50 or 100 pairs for 50 bucks. I don't know if you guys remember this, but they did like this rush, sold them for 50 bucks. I got a pair, by the way, for that 50 bucks, and it'll make some of you guys mad. But I got a pair, and I was like, man, think about all that these can do. They even came out with videos showing all the different stuff that they could do. They didn't do any of them. They came out with this video. They're like, all this stuff you can do. You can do like monolift arms. You can do like this, turn them upside down. They didn't come out with, I don't think, a single, they came out with like one of the handle versions. They didn't even come out with the bar. They just fell down, okay? This video is brought to you by Element. I've been using Element for the past year or so. Element is an electrolyte sugar-free drink mix. Basically, it's salt, flavored salt that you put in your water. It tastes very good. They now have a bubbly version that tastes even better. Basically, it's a great option if you want to drink something other than sugary drinks. You want some benefits from electrolytes. Basically, the way I use Element is at the end of my day or midday when I'm starting to get tired. Basically, this is a good pick-me-up. Once I take this midday, I usually get out of the midday slump and then I'm able to keep working or training. But I've been using Element for over a year. I'm a huge fan and they now sponsor the channel. If you'd like to get your own free sample pack with any Element drink purchase, you can check out the link below the like button. Go through there. It has an exclusive offer for you where you can purchase them. Also, try these. These are very good. Whether you buy them or not is your choice. It's the choice of a new generation. They came out with a newer version, but the reason they aren't good is because the design of jammer arms is such that they can mimic machines in a small footprint, which is what home gym owners want to be able to do. But if you've got to clean it up every time, you're not going to use them. So they're really designed for like a university weight room, a football training gym where you can do like jammer movements, dynamic movements for that. If you want to use them for that, they can be fine. But the ability to lock them in, like what Vendetta came up with, really the ones that came up with it, or Gavin Laird's Strength, his arms that he came up with, Primal Strength, which now have been implemented into the PRX jammer arms, which those are personally like just, I'm not talking about all the current controversy around them. I'm just saying from the product itself, they are so well done, so well integrated. They're amazing. And there's other versions we're going to review if you'd like to see them. Crandall Fitness. I know that Gavin Laird is working on another design, which would be sick. There's other versions, I think, improvements that could be made. But the jammer arms that just straight up and down don't lock, overrated. Next one. This is going to hurt some of you guys. Massive squat racks. And not just massive squat racks, because some massive squat racks are very useful. but the 6-post monster racks that don't have any cables in them, they don't do lat pull downs. I'm talking about the ones that have some weight plates on the back, and that's it. They take up so much space. I'm thinking of like the RML 6, which the RML 3 is a better design because it's thinner, or the RML 5 is a better design because it's bigger. I don't even know if they sell the RML 5. It's kind of like a custom option you have to email them about. But the RML 6 that has just so big, so much space, and all you can do is barbell work. A half rack is so good. You can do a ton off a half rack. And the power racks that you add a bunch of stacks to the back, so you can do a functional trainer off the front, you can do a lat pull down, you can do low row. Those sorts of things work really well. But I know a lot of people, they get into it and they're like, I just want a big rack. I'm gonna do a 6-post rack. It's gonna be lime green. Look like Powerade Green Squall. Let me know in the comments if you know what a green squall is from Powerade. That will identify all you 90s kids. But a massive squat rack without the ability to like have all the attachments and stuff, or without using all the attachability, it's just overrated. Next, this is gonna hurt some of you cardio bunnies, treadmills. I've got a treadmill in my garage. The only reason I haven't gotten rid of it is because I think I'd want one in the future, maybe when I'm building the shop and I'll have more space. But right now it's just taken up. They just take up, for a garage gym, they take up a ton of footprint, and you can literally open your garage door, walk outside, or go for a run. And it's actually better because you're getting some, endorphin rush from the sun. It just feels good. Vitamin D, it just feels better. So in the winter, makes some sense. I've got a treadmill. Tons of people have treadmills in their home gyms. I'm not saying, see, some of this is like, you guys are gonna get mad because I love my treadmill. I use it all the time. That's great. It's not overrated for you. I'm saying just generally, these are some overrated products. And this is one that I think for a lot of home gym owners, if you use it, great, but I think there's better use in a home gym. And that's kind of like a lot of cardio products in general. If you're doing a lot of cardio, want to do steady state, it's great. But there's a lot of ways you can get cardio outside that it's a little bit harder to do strength training just using, logs and stuff. You kind of need some plates. Okay, next, single-use machines. Specifically, the calf raise machine, the preacher curl bench. I love these ideas too. I would love a calf raise. I would love a preacher curl bench. But man, they just do one thing. They take up a lot of space. Some of them cost a lot of money. And it's like, there's just ways that you can do those things better. Calf raise, for instance. I've got a Smith machine attachment in my rack now. I got a calf block from Oak Club. I just do standing calf raise on that. You can do them in a lot of different ways. You can do them with dumbbells. You just grab a block, stand up, hold dumbbells, works fine. Donkey is it's a little bit different style sitting. I understand that. It's a little bit different part of the calf. I think the gastroc is kind of the focus more so on a seated calf raise, but taking up a lot of space for that. I mean, if you really want to grow your calves, go all out, but man, it's just, and then like preacher curl attachment, get the preacher pad from AbMat. You can do similar type movements using that sort of thing. It's not going to be as good as a standard bench, but it's going to get the job done. So those are ones that I think are a little bit over. Next, fixed dumbbells. A full set of fixed dumbbells. With how good and how many and how cheap adjustable dumbbells are now, how heavy they go, the wide increments, man, adjustables just make so much sense in a home gym. I still see a lot of people with fixed dumbbells because they like that commercial gym feel. Understand that if you're into that, I get it. I have fixed dumbbells in my gym still, but there's all the time I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, what else can I put there? And they cost a lot of money. Adjustables are just, you guys know this. Adjustables, especially with how good they are, the new rep-ins start at 10 pounds, 120 pounds, amazing volcano knurl. They even feel better in some ways than most urethane dumbbells. Fixed dumbbells, overrated. Next, loadable dumbbells. Loadable dumbbells, man. Our videographer, Nathan, you knew I was going to talk about it. Our videographer, Nathan, when he first came on and started shooting for me, he's like, what do you think about loadable dumbbells? That's how he said it. What do you think about loadable dumbbells? He's like, I see these Rogue ones. I want something that's like a barbell, I think what I'm going to do is buy the Rogue DB15s, and then I'm going to buy, how many 10-pound Rogue dumbbell bumpers did you buy? 16 Rogue dumbbell bumpers, not change plates, the bumpers. 10-pound plates, 16. can you tell us what that ran you? Any idea? Thousands is what it would cost. Ridiculous. So brings him in and he's like, dude, I just realized I never use them. They hurt my knees when you set them on there. They take so long to change. Ended up buying power blocks instead. What are you going to get next though?
Power blocks are sitting next to new bells.
Power blocks are sitting next to new bells. And then next, what he's going to buy is weapons. There are some use cases, I think, for loadable dumbbells, especially like heavy croc rows and stuff like that. But man, for most people, just avoid them. Next, GHD reverse hyper, specifically, like the GHDs and the reverse hypers. These kind of fall in the category of single-use machines, but GHDs, you know, for some of you, if you're doing CrossFit, you're doing a lot of GHD sit-ups and that sort of thing. It's a competitive movement. Go for it. They're nice for GHRs too, which is a nice movement, but it just takes up a lot of space. And I actually prefer a Nordic curl or Nordic board, and you can get those in a really small, compact place. Reverse hypers, that's another one. Man, I had a combo Frankenhyper, Sornex, reverse hyper, GHD combo that I recently sold. I wanted to keep it so bad, but like a lot of these items, the reason you want to keep them is they just look cool. They're sweet. But that thing, I used it primarily as a drink holder, you know, and that's what most people use these things for. So overrated. Next, plate-loaded machines. Some plate-loaded machines are really nice, especially if you're on a budget, especially if you're starting off. Plate-loaded machines make a lot of sense. But a lot of times you're thinking, I'm going to save some money by getting a plate-loaded lat pull-down. And then you get it in and you're tired of putting plates. It's just like annoying, you know? You don't want to carry them from your squat rack. A stack for some machines is just so much better. So depends on the situation. I start off with plate loaded machines. Most people do. It's the cheap way to get in, but over time you'll find stacks are just so quick and easy to use. Next, basement gyms. Absolutely. I'm just kidding. Some of you guys love basement gyms. That's fine as long as you're working out at a home gym. I just want to say the lower, you know, the dank basement gym, it's closer to hell. Garage gym, closer to heaven. Just a lot air flow, lots of good things above ground. Just gonna say that. But for those of you that have basement gyms, Brandon Campbell Diamond specifically, and No Way Jose, it's another home gym channel. You guys have cool gyms, but I just love being above ground. The only time I want to be below ground is when I'm 6 feet under, baby. Next, cold tubs. Cold tubs, this is the last one. I think cold tubs are one of the most, they're the biggest fad right now of like working out fitness stuff. The amount of people buying cold tubs that could be spending that money on something else and buy them and then don't use them, it's just a lot. We did a breakdown on the best cold tubs for people that are looking into them. I think even in that video, I was like, this is a product that I think is a fad right now, but for people that want to buy them, these are my recommendations. I think it's just better ways to improve your fitness, spending however many thousands of dollars than a cold tub. If you got money to blow, go ahead and do it. I know some people absolutely love them. I really like them when you combine them with a sauna because you can go back and forth. But a lot of people, I expect to see those on the secondhand market a couple of years down the line. So those of you that are wanting one, maybe worth holding out for all the people that buy them early, the early adopters, and then you buy them later on. Okay, 10 overrated home gym products. What did I miss? What would you like to see? What do you think are both overrated and underrated? Let me know in the comments. This has been Coop from Garage Reviews. I'll see you next time. Peace.